This is chapter 1 of Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm just gonna briefly go through the first chapter of the book and give my opinion on it, and I'm gonna also go through some highlights from the book, from the first chapter. Yeah, like I said, chapter 1, passion is everything. It briefly talks about how do you want to try to crush it on social media, and how you're able to basically brand yourself. I'm gonna go through some highlights of the chapter. It briefly says, well, this book came out in 2009. So when I was gonna say when this came out, he says 3 years ago. He was a person with limited technology skills, and he was just beginning to use social media to try to brand himself, and he was able to use both Facebook and YouTube to get himself more recognizable, and basically a lot of things have changed when he first started his dad's wine business. He had I would say he had set that up. He was able to build the wine business from $4 million to $50 million in about 8 years. It says 1998 to 2005, and it basically also says live your passion. And I'm just gonna read through part of the highlights about the topics that he'll cover. I'll just read these out briefly. It says how to correctly channel your passion into a blog, followed by thousands of people interested in consuming your personal brand. What real hustle looks like. How to get the attention of advertising itching to give you a portion of their $1 billion in ad revenue. Why building a personal brand through social media is crucial to professional survival and advancement, no matter what your field. Why you should make plans to grow a business around your personal brand and leave your current job, even if you're happily employed. How social networking gives you the data you need to find the next social trend and financial opportunity. Why savvy social networkers are great cocktail party guests, and how you can become one too. How to monetize your interaction with every person you talk to online. The best marketing strategy ever. Where to fish for diverse sources of income, of revenue. How companies should use social networks to shape their story and strengthen their brand. How to build legacy, which is always greater than currency, and the motor to a successful, lasting brand and business. And I'll say a lot. I'm going to briefly say, from what I understand, lots of things have changed over the last 10 years. He basically says he mostly used, like I said, Facebook, YouTube, even though I don't do the other ones, Flickr, Tumblr, and Twitter. It basically is if you use those brands, well, I should say brands. If you use those social media websites, you'll be able to build yourself up once people get to know who you are, and whether you're doing a video or whether you're doing a live broadcast, as long as you do it each day, more people will watch you. And briefly, it also says in the chapter that he talks about like starting a business, and let me see. And once you get yourself set up, you'll be able to slowly. You start slow, and then you start being able to eventually dominate the your social media platforms. And I would say you can probably most likely start with Facebook. Start getting yourself known there, and then also like I said, use YouTube, because that's basically what I did, what I got from the chapter. And the other messages, he briefly says, I'm going to go through another section. It briefly says, mostly use social media in business. And it also says it's mostly, and the other section it says it's mostly up to you. It says you have to, I'm just going to read, basically says you should do your research. And he was able to turn his, like I said, his wine library into a he says he started Wine Library TV in 2006. But back in those days, Facebook was still new. It wasn't the social media platform that it is today. And like I said, that was around when both Facebook and YouTube first got started. And the other thing basically that he says is if, let's say, if you work a job, I'm just reading part of the chapter, you mostly, I was going to say, according to this book, in the first chapter, it says, if you work from, let's say, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m., you can get a lot of stuff accomplished if you're not distracted. And other than that, I'll say just concentrate on what you're doing, and be consistent, and you can eventually get more people to recognize you. And then the last part of the first chapter is it basically just says, I'm going to read the last part. It says, learn to navigate the digital waters of social marketing to build a business and promote a personal brand based around what you love most. And you will only be limited by how far you want to sail. It basically has social media tools. Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, and the rest are their modern day platforms that you can use to get your message out. In the last part, it says that his secret to success is just one guy's way of doing things. Of course, he did it his way. Adapt to the way what works for you, and basically, if you do stuff the way you feel that is best for you, that's the way you should go about it. And that's mostly it for chapter 1. I know I skipped around some stuff, but like I said, I figured I would. I'm briefly going through each chapter just to give you my overview of the book. This is the first time I'm doing a book chapter by chapter. And anyway, that's it for chapter 1, and I'm gonna do I'll be doing chapter 2 in the next day or so. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching.